Hello everyone, Galactic Storm here. Welcome to the show. And today, sadly, it's going to be our last tank review for World of Tanks Xbox Edition. For now, until I get the Black Ops 3 weapon guides done. And today we are going to be reviewing the KV-85, a Tier 6 Soviet heavy tank. This tank is pretty much a further modification of the KV-1S, so it's pretty much a KV-1S. But it has more enhanced weapons, it has more enhanced gun turrets. It was entered in 1943, and 148 tanks were made, and was used as a breakthrough assault tank with the guns that it had. It was more enhanced. That's why it's a more enhanced version of it. So we're going to go to the stats right here. You can see it used to be KV-1S right there, but yeah. 820 hit points, 500 horsepower, 34 kilometers per hour, which is good. Traverse on this thing is pretty slow at first, 28 degrees per second. Hull armor is bad, 75, 60, 60. Turret armor 190, 90. Penetration 120, 200. Damage is pretty low, or penetration 90, 150. Rate of fire 12 rounds. Turret traverse 28. View range 320. Signal range 325, which is blah. The view range is blah. So the first gun you'll get is the 85mm. Good on tier 5, maybe at some tier 6s, but not all of them. You'll have a hard time penetrating with this thing. But then you get the this other gun here. It's just more upgrades in that, but you still have the same 85mm in that. All upgrades on that except for the gun. And then you get the 100mm, which it has really good damage per minute. It has good damage. It has decent penetration, which you'll have good with. And then you have the bacon of guns on this thing. The 122mm has a lot of penetration and a lot of damage, but a lot of aiming time in that. So you get the KV-13 as your reward in the end, and then the IS, or Joseph Stalin, or Joseph Stalin in English. So yeah. So what are the pros and cons on this thing? So the pros on this thing, it has two really good guns, which we've shown you. It was the 100mm and the 122mm. It has good turning and speed eventually, and that's very rare for a heavy tank. And it has strong turret armor in the end, which is pretty good. The cons on this thing, well, this thing has a lot of cons. This thing has literally no gun depression, so it's hard when it comes to like the hills and that. It has poor view range, it has poor aiming time, poor dispersion, and a weak hull armor and turret armor, and it has long reloads with 122mm. So I've got some gameplay for you guys to enjoy, a little bit more than it was for the last reviews. So without further ado, let's kick some ass with this tank. And the first gameplay we have, it's gonna be on White Park, the very short map that you would love, cry, and bitch about. Well, not really bitch about, but you know, it's a extravaganza. It's like a whole bunch of fun, a lot of fun. And with this one, it's going to be a little bit difficult when you have tier 7 and tier 8 tanks majority in the game, because they'll be just going after each other and going blah. And with the KV-1S, that's a bit difficult, even if you have the top gun on that. But you can do a lot of stuff with it. You can be a support, and you can be versatile. You can be a very good rank brawler in that. Flanker and brawler is what I meant to say. So, we're going to go over there. We're going to be heading there. We're going to head this, and we're going to see that. There's a Conoveron, there's two Tiger 2s, there's a Robinson Borsing, there's an IS, there's a Panzer V M10, T20s, and, well, there's a few, you know, there's a few tier 6s. But at least we've got T29s, and that is going to be a good thing. And just right off the bat, I just got shot at, and it was only like a half minute into the game. And that's like, okay, I thought this was going to be a horrible game at start because I just got shot at. Oh no, it was going to be much, 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 much different. And this IS decided to go down and say hi to the rest of the guys. A very, very, very serious error. Because there's a whole bunch of tanks coming down, well, at him. And then there's a Carnivoron, and that thing is a pretty nasty tank. Carnivoron took care of one of those tanks and took 2 shots at the IS and just nearly destroyed all of his health. I was going to go after the Carnivoron, but I have the 122mm and it has a very long reload, very long aim time, and yeah, that's just a big no-no. But I did destroy the T-34, I think it's called. Not T-34, but it was T-37, right, T-37, my apologies. There was another good player too. It was the Walker Bulldog, the M41 Walker Bulldog. I was trying to go after, I was trying to see what was on that side, but there was no one there. And then I tried to go on top of here, and yeah, that's not a really good thing if you, and I really didn't think about it, because this thing had a horrible gun depression. Well, it really doesn't have gun depression. I tried to go after this Sherman Jumbo on the side, did about half of his health, and I just sneak away, and I just barely escape. If that shot would have done more damage, I would have been done. And yeah, it would have really, really, really sucked. So I went down here, and I can see that there's other tanks on this side, so I'm gonna go where most of the tanks are heading to. They're heading to the bridge, and it's just gonna be a frenzy there. I was thinking about going back up, and then I saw myself being detected, and then bump into the M41 Walker Bulldog, which is one of the newer tanks. It's also one of the newer and recent tanks that just came back up. So, yeah. And when we're going there, we're gonna be heading to this bridge right here. And one of the recent updates that he did, your turret can blow up. Yeah, from an ammo rack, and that really happened in real life, which was, yeah, one thing like that, and you were screwed. And yeah, that would have been bad. So we go up here, and we're trying to explore around here. We're trying to figure out what other tanks are here. But on the other side, there was a Tiger 2. Tiger 2, yeah, really good armor, really good set of guns, and well, you just don't want to be on the other end of that gun right there. But I did a lot of damage on this Tiger 2. I did one shot right here. I'm trying to move back on this cart here, seeing if I can do enough damage, but the other guys are trying to take care of him as well. And I did just enough damage. They're about another good almost 400 damage worth. And that would be the end of me. Well, not dying wise, but you know. I tried to go down here, and there is a Remington Borsting right there. And if you know by the last tank review, I did about, well, I talked a little bit about it. It was mobile, it was stealthy, and it had a lot of very big firepower. But it did lack in armor, so I tried to be careful on this one, and I tried not to get shot at, but a T-29 is going to go after him in that, and T-29 goes boom into Remington Borsting, and yeah, that was it, just one kill. But how much damage did you think I did with that 122mm? Did about almost 26,000 silver, Master Badge Class 1, but I did about 27,000 damage with 7 shots. Holy shit. And this was in a tier 8 game. KV-85, I'm in the 3rd ranked. The top one was the Walker Bulldog, but the most damage came from the 112, and he did about 4,000 damage. T-20 and Remington Borsting did a lot of their damage on the other side of the team. And same thing with the Carnivoron, but he went blah. Killed the T-37 and did the dank damage, and same thing with the IS, did a lot of damage. First Tiger did not that much. Tiger did a lot, but Sherman Jumbo did about half and did some assistance on the T-20. So we can see what this does in damage. Let's go with the main gameplay. And for our last gameplay for quite a while for World of Tanks, it's going to be on steppes or steeps. or to be honest with you, I really don't know how to pronounce this name on this map at least. But just to describe it, it's all deserty slash plainy like. It has hills, it has a lot of cover with the hills in that. It's like more like trench warfare, and the roads just like lead into like a small ditch, like ditches, I would say. And surprisingly, this would be a really good match, a really good match. It is a tier 6 match. Majority of it's tier 6, but there's some tier 5s and a couple of tier 4s. So, like the last one, I am going to be using the 122mm gun. This thing has a lot of penetration and a lot of damage. You can do about almost 400 damage with just one shot. And with that, that would like clean up or just wipe like half of a heavy tank or I would say like a tank destroyer or something like that up into tier 6. That would just wipe it clean off of health. And that would be very bad news. But the bad thing with the 122mm, it has really bad aiming time. It has a really bad reload, which is around 20 seconds. And it's just the accuracy on this thing is not really good. But the 100mm, I've tried it. It's just it was not really the best, but I've had some good games with it, but just not the best games that I would recommend putting onto the video. So we are right off the bat, we've just lost an SU-100, which was a really good tank. I can't wait to see the SU-100Y in this game. That would be really nice. It'll be like a KV-1S, but a tank destroyer. But worse. But now we've just finally saw some contact right here. There's a medium tank over there. And it'd be a Panzer IV-S, I think. Or I believe that's a Panzer IV-S. Yep, I think so, but he's trying to hide up there, and it's I think, yeah, that's tier 6. Holy shit. I thought they were up higher. I believe that's tier 6. I apologize, I'm just a little bit blunt today. But anyway, we're trying to go up here, and we're going to try to surprise this little bastard. We're going to be trying to go up here on this hill, while the Panzer IV-S is trying to comfortably snipe on top of here, getting some cover, and I'm like, oh hi, I'm gonna kill you with my really big gun. And then he just sees it out of nowhere, just took one shot at me, and just damaged another part of my tracks. So he tries to move out of the way. I'm trying to let my gun reload, and I'm trying to charge down after him. I was going to ram it originally, but he shot me and destroyed my tracks. So I repaired them immediately, and I destroyed him with just another shot. Bad thing about this gun too, it also has it's very expensive. It's like every time when you shoot it, that's almost 1,100 credits going down the drain. So you really have to make your shots count, otherwise you're not going to make that much of a profit. And there's Wolverine I was trying to chase after, and he was just going to kamikaze, but with his wig armor, yeah, he wasn't going to go anywhere. So that's my second kill, and we're losing horribly. We're losing 4-7 right now. We were losing 3-7. And what was worse is the other side's being destroyed, and we're just trying to do our best, and I'm trying to tell the people just to defend the base, and not to worry about the upcoming road right here. But I was trying to do there just to try to extract it, or distract them at least, and try to flank them, which is a big thing with this tank. And there's this Hellcat. I thought I had a shot on it, but it missed and hit the gun turret on top. Not really a good thing. And then this VK-36-1H had some surprise butt sex. Rammed into him at first, which was a really good idea, because there's two other tanks that are trying to shoot at me right there. I thought I was screwed at this point, but surprisingly, I wasn't. I let my gun reload real quick. I don't know what kind of gun he was using. He took a shot at me again. I didn't think he didn't do any damage, but I did a lot of damage to him. So that's my third kill. And there's these two other tanks I'm trying to think about doing, and we're now getting back onto it. It's 8-9 right now. We're still losing, but yeah. We're just trying to make sure about that. But I'm trying to go after these two little tank destroyers right here just to do a difference. And now we're winning 10-9. We're slowly going at it, and I missed with the hip fire shot. Well, not hip fire shot, but you know what I mean. But then I have more problems to deal with, and that is a Churchill 1. Churchill 1s have really good guns and really good armor, but it's just the armor on that is more flat and spaced, I would think. Well, not really, I would think, but you know what it is like. But hitting those flat areas, you can easily penetrate this tank. And it's just, it doesn't have that much, really doesn't have that much protection when it comes to it. So I tried to go after this Churchill 1 now. I'm trying to make sure he's not going after me. But my tracks got shot off. I'm trying to go do this other shot here, and 15 seconds worth, and oh, not really good. Not really good, not really good, because he can kill me more easily. And with my rapid shots, or not really with my rapid shots, he's got rapid shots. With his rapid shots, he can easily kill me. So I tried doing another shot in, trying to shoot at the track area, and yeah, did a lot of damage on him right there. But he's doing some damage at me. I'm trying to move back and forth, trying to move my turret around just so he can bounce into it, and trying to move back and forth right there, and yeah, finish off the Churchill. And we have only got one tank left to deal with, and we did a really good comeback. We were losing like 4-8 the last time. Or was it 4-9? I think it was 4-8. Screw my memory. But yeah, there's the AT-8 right there. AT-8, you pretty much know by my last review on what the AT-8s are like. They've got really good frontal armor, and they've not really good on the sides of that, so I'm flanking him right there, and I'm gonna stay on him because there's nothing else that this AT-8 can do now. He's pretty much screwed, and with other tanks bouncing at him, I'm just trying to get it and just take another nice little shot at him, but the reload time of that is pretty horrible. So I ended up with 4 kills and 10 shots worth. So what do we do in damage, or with silver and experience and damage? So 39,000 silver, almost 3,400 experience, and a shit ton of medals. I did the Hand of God, I did Duelist, I did High Caliber, I did Shellproof, Fighter, Bruiser, Mastery Badge Class 1, which is hard to get with this tank because a lot of people are using it, and did about 3,000 damage with 554 assistance and 975 blocked. They must have been bouncing on my turret because that's when, yeah, because it's more bouncy there. It's got tougher armor there, and I did about almost more than double than my entire team did when it comes to damage. And you can see how much ammunition I've used up and see how expensive it was. 88, Hellcat, and the other one did some good damage. Killed the VK-36-1H, the Wolverine, and the Panzer IV-S. And then I killed the Hellcat. Not killed the Hellcat, but did assistance, killed the Churchill, and did damage on the Jagdpanzer 1, or Jagdpanzer 4, and then did damage on the AT-8. So, you've seen what this tank can do. Let's just review this tank. The KV-85. So, this tank's a little bit different than the other tanks. This thing has more mobility, it doesn't have any armor, but it does have maneuverability. It has speed onto it compared to the other tanks that you'll have. It's literally a KV-1S just with bigger guns. And with this tank, you'll feel just right at home. You'll just be cuddling in and being into a nice little blanket. So with the ranking wise, I'm gonna give it a ranking of ta-da, a 9.5 out of 10. I would have given it a 10 if this thing didn't have any, well, if the gun depression was an issue or the armor. You'll feel right at home. You'll have a horrible stock package at first, but once you get over it, you're going to have some good guns. It's difficult to use on the hills because of the gun depression. It's a great versatile tank, I would say. And this thing can play really good when you're flanking and when you're brawling, because of the 100mm and the 122mm. So, that's what I think of the KV-85. And unfortunately, our World of Tanks reviews have come to an end. For now, until Black Ops 3 gun reviews are done. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this much. I hope you guys go for when you stay. I hope you guys stay in when I do the Black Ops 3 videos. And you can sit back, relax, and drink a cup of coffee on that. So vote, rate, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Galactic Storm saying, I'll see you later.